All right, the Trump administration is scared, and they should be. Protests erupted across the United States last night in major cities and major hubs as the American people are pissed. Not only pissed about the killing of Renee Nicole Good, just the brazen and reckless manner in which ICE has been operating, but also pissed that the administration has the goal to then lie to us about what we saw with our own eyes. This administration does not want a free press. They have been attacking the press because they don't want people reporting on things like the situation in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They don't want colleges to be funded because they don't want critically thinking citizens to be able to poke holes in their story. They attack law firms. They attack every single institution because they are scared. They are scared of accountability coming from the American people, but that is exactly what we saw last night. The video on screen now was taken in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a protest for Renee Nicole Good, 37-year-old mother who was tragically murdered. And of course, the manner in which ICE has been operating, the reckless, brutal, untrained manner, is offensive and needs to stop. But what I also find offensive, like almost equally offensive, is this administration's attempt to gaslight us about what we saw with our own eyes. You see protests breaking out in Seattle. The protests began to spark in other cities throughout the night. In this one, Milwaukee, Wisconsin citizens decided to take to the streets. The President of the United States wants you to think the people on screen now are paid agitators. He's legitimately calling them paid agitators. This happened in New York City. That was a sped up version of people walking throughout the night in New York City. Once more, people are pissed off. This is some overview footage, some aerial footage of the protests that broke out in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the event took place. Again, the end goal of this administration is to delegitimize, destabilize, and eventually tear down any pro-democracy institutions or any remnants of a democratic country. They do not want people protesting across the streets in the same way that they do not want the mainstream media to cover them. That's why CBS was forced to bend the knee. In the same way that they don't want us exposing them on a daily basis. We are the variable that they did not think of because we have the power of the people on our side. We can continue to report the news on a daily basis, then convert that into people protesting on the ground to show this administration what we really care about. So make sure you drop a like on this video. You can subscribe to the Adam Mockler feed to join us and become the variable that the Trump administration did not consider. They've been attacking everybody, but we are going to continue to push. Right here, you see protest signs on Route 4 of Paramus, New Jersey, reading ICE murders woman in Minnesota. This immediately went national and people mobilized. Again, Donald Trump will call people paid agitators for going out and expressing their First Amendment right, but these are people who care about their fellow citizens. They care about their fellow Americans. Let me show you this clip of an eyewitness report who says on camera, listen, I'm a pretty right-leaning guy. He says, I'm pretty right-leaning, but this was messed up. What I saw is not how ICE is supposed to operate. And this guy represents so many average Americans who are sick of the Trump administration, but maybe are a little bit right-leaning. Like, listen, the problem is not with people who are a little bit Republican. If you are a little bit Republican on the economy or you have some Republican views, that is fine. That is different. I have family members who are just normal, average Republicans, but still have a moral compass and care about their neighbor. The problem is this MAGA right-wing cult that kisses Trump's ass and follows him into the depths of hell. Whether it's ICE murdering somebody, literally shooting someone on Fifth Ave, whether it's tariffs or whether it's the Epstein files, this MAGA sector will follow him off of a cliff. We need more normal Americans like this guy. The average American, I'd like to believe, is more like this.
Bunch of commotion and whistling outside, and then I heard bang, 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 3 shots. I went to go look out the window, and it looked like there was a Honda over there that crashed, and I found out it was an observer that got shot and killed, and I saw them carry it. I got a bunch of video of them carrying the body to the ambulance and stuff. So it was an observer that got shot at an ICE raid at the house next door. So.
I'm sure that was a scary thing to witness.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty right-leaning, but seeing this is not what you need to do. It's not how to do it. It's not how we're supposed to do things around here in America. So.
What was how many agents and other people were here when that happened?
When it first started, there was maybe 20, but now there's hundreds. And then they got everybody out, so it's kind of crazy right now.
There's a big difference between online and reality. So after the shooting happened, all the right-wing operators and trolls online were politicizing this and posting memes about her death and just saying really, really disgusting, disturbing things. But as you see in this video, and as people pointed out in the replies of this video, the average American who sees stuff like this or who sees videos online is not represented by these internet trolls that are oftentimes boosted by foreign bots. Now, of course, there's going to be radical people on the edges of all populations. They come in all shapes and sizes, of course, but the average American is normal and empathetic. The citizens of Minneapolis sound pretty united. A self-proclaimed right-leaning eyewitness is like, damn, this is really messed up. Amanda points out, ignore the online edgelords. Most people don't want to live like this. Not in the bluest parts of Minneapolis, not in Chicago's Trump voting Edison Park. It doesn't matter who they voted for. Citizens do not want to live like this. Quote, I'm pretty right-leaning, but seeing this, it's not what you need to do. It's not how to do it. Let me highlight Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey's great response on CNN last night.
And Mr. Mayor, after you told ICE to get the F out of the city, I've seen a lot of Republicans here in Washington criticizing those comments, saying that you're escalating tensions with that. Can you respond to them, and what do you say to them tonight, people who criticize those comments?
I'm so sorry if I offended their Disney princess ears, but here's the thing. If we're talking about what's inflammatory, on the one hand, you got someone who dropped an F-bomb, and on the other hand, you got someone who killed somebody else. F-bomb, killing somebody. I think the more inflammatory action is killing somebody. And so, once again, let's be real and just honest and straight up about what's happening here. This is not okay. The way they're coming into cities, not just Minneapolis, but around the country, is not okay. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you should understand the importance of constitutional law enforcement. You should understand the importance of not discriminating based on race and randomly plucking people off the street because they're Somali or Latino. And especially from what we've seen, you should also understand the importance of de-escalating tense situations, not killing people and yanking out a gun. And so, again, I'm not going to preempt the investigation. It is important that we do that. And at the same time, you know, you want to make a big deal about an F-bomb, let's make a big deal about our Constitution. I think that's probably the better route.
Incredibly well said. It has passion. He had vigor in the way that he said it. He very much so meant it. And he even said, listen, I'm not here to undermine the official investigation, but he's basically saying, we all saw for our eyes what we saw. You cannot lie to us the same way the Trump administration has been lying to us about a multitude of issues, whether it's the Epstein files that we got lied to about, whether it's Trump's health that they're clearly lying about, the economic numbers they're lying about. Unemployment is up. Inflation is up, yet they are delaying the release of these numbers in the same way that they would have chosen not to release this video if they had the chance. Honestly, if the Trump administration could have pushed a button and stopped the release of these videos so nobody knew what happened, they would have done it. They would have suppressed this easily. Then Jesse Waters had the goal to hop on Fox News last night. This one's going to make you guys mad. This one really pissed me off. Renee Nicole Good died 7 hours before this. The entire country was still watching the video, could see what happened, and Jesse Waters comes on and makes snide remarks about her having pronouns in her bio, which to Republicans, that's like an indicator that you're a liberal. And he uses that to make jokes about this shooting. Let me play the clip.
The woman who lost her life was a self-proclaimed poet from Colorado with pronouns in her bio. A 37-year-old white woman named Renee Good. The Daily Mail says she leaves behind a lesbian partner and a child from a previous marriage. She was a disruptor, though she considered herself a legal observer. But there's no evidence she had a law.
This is effing disgusting. Fox News is worse than state regime media. They will spin anything and everything. Trump could have the police mass fire into a crowd of protesters, and Jesse Waters would be on there that night, spinning it and justifying it. You hear what he did there, right? He tries to explain her personality in a way that frames it as if she's super liberal, and he says it with disdain in his voice. He goes, she was a poet that had pronouns in her bio, and she had a lesbian lover. Like, really, dude? Is this really the pertinent information that your audience needs to know about this? This is not actual political analysis. There's no analysis of the situation at hand or what self-defense does or does not look like. By the way, it does not look like that video on screen. That is not self-defense. You know that they are scared and trapped into a corner when their propaganda machine is running full time, just running all over the internet, all over Fox News, coming in a top-down manner from the president, yet it still doesn't work. Yet there is still protests in Minneapolis, Minnesota in this video. Again, Seattle, Washington, going all the way to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and New York City, protests breaking out impromptu on the same night. You can't pay people to do this. The Trump administration will insist and continue to claim, both for political and ego reasons, that these are all paid agitators. They will never concede that Americans are pissed off. You can't pay people to show up impromptu the night of, late at night, by the thousands, by the tens of thousands. This is real, raw anger emanating from the American people, and we will continue to cover it on the Adam Mockler channel. Double check to make sure you're subscribed. It's the best way to stay up to date with my videos. I love you all, and peace out.